I want to thank you for coming on here with me today. So basically, I just want to hop on and kind of get to know you more as a person, as a creator, and kind of spread that out to your fans and your followers. Because, you know, as me following along your content, you always spread this love for food, love for culture, love for people. And, you know, not only are you a great creator, I've noticed you're a great collaborator, and you love bringing this community of foodies together, which is, you know, really amazing. So one thing anyone that follows you would know is that you have a love for bread. So where does that bread come from? Where does that love for bread come from?
Uh, I don't know, since I was born. But it's a story that maybe I could tell is that, well, also, just real quick, are we going to answer some questions that are popping up in the
Yeah,
thing?
definitely. Okay,
I
so
saw someone.
if you guys have questions, please hit that question mark box and ask your question there, and then we'll take the questions at the end. Does that sound good for everybody?
Yeah. Okay, cool. Because somebody asked about Cambodian food, and I was like, oh, there's Ethan. I was just talking to Ethan earlier too. So hi, Ethan. So yeah, for the bread thing, I do remember when I was younger, like in the Philippines, we had a local bakery. Like my mom would take us, like me and my sister, we would walk up the hill, and there was a bakery there, and there we would get Filipino bread. So pandesal, Spanish bread. It's called Spanish bread. Pan de coco was my favorite, and then like what's the other one? Pan de coco and Spanish bread. Sorry, I'm blanking. But yeah, like those were like the main ones that we would get, and you could get it like every day. So I don't know. I've always loved bread, and I think that was solidified when I went on the paleo diet, which I don't think I talked to people about as much. But I went on a lot of diets in my early 20s, you know, like body image stuff. I was taking fat burning pills. I was like taking I was on all these diets, and paleo was the one that like did it for me. Paleo was the diet I went on that made me stop going on diets, because I had to cut out bread and I had to cut out rice, and I was just like,
Nope.
I can't do this. So after that I was like, I'm just gonna keep eating bread, and I'm gonna keep eating rice. And like I realized like all these foods are like demonized, but it's a very like, the more I learn about it, the more I realize these were like social experiments apparently. Like I watch Adam Ragusi's videos, and like these were social experiments that people decided to like release, saying that carbs are bad for you. And I was like, it's not about that anymore. Like I think we're realizing that like rice isn't bad, bread isn't bad. It's just like, I think, oh, maybe overconsumption, or even just, to me, like that's why I make my own bread. Like I don't want like all this other like random stuff in it. Bread is not bad, dude. Like bread is what keeps people alive in so many countries, and that's why it's like such a big part of the culture, bread and rice. So anyway, that's my whole thing on bread. I'm just
No, I love it. I love what you're saying, because like you said, bread keeps people alive. Rice is life, and you know it's the most like sustainable crop for most countries, and most people eat it to sustain their lifestyle. And I do agree with that point. It has been demonized, and I
yeah.
am on board with you by saying like, yeah, bread is great, rice is great. Eat more of it.
Yeah, and it always makes my tummy feel better. Like whenever I have like, you know, like oh no, my stomach hurts from something, like bread has never given me issues. But of course I can't speak for everybody, because unfortunately there's people who are gluten intolerant, or celiac, who have celiac and disease, I think is what it's called.
Yeah, gluten intolerance.
So yeah, gluten intolerance. So yeah, anyway, that's me on bread. I want more people to eat bread.
Emotionally attached to bread. You do have a cookbook, an e-cookbook out, Playing with Dough. That's available on your website. So if anyone's interested, definitely hit the plug. I did buy it, and I'm messing around with some of the recipes here. So you have some really cool recipes that I want to check out there, including
Thank you.
ube
Thank
panisal and the Spanish bread that you're talking about. It's all in there.
Oh yeah, the Spanish bread. It's like cinnamon roll almost, but like way lighter. So like if you want something like a cinnamon roll, but you just want to eat like on a daily basis. I don't know about daily, but you know, yeah, Spanish bread's amazing.
It is, definitely. So you've been creating, how long would you say you've been creating content for?
Okay, so like I checked it because people ask me this a lot. My channel was started on 2016, and I did like, I think my first video was trying Filipino snacks, because I was actually inspired by, you know, Emmy Maid. She shares a lot of snacks from around the world, and I was like, oh, I want to do that, but for Filipino food. So I made that first video, and then I think I stopped for a bit, and then I made weekly videos regularly. And I had one long form video take off. It was like my boodle fight one, which is like the Filipino like feast. It's on like banana leaves. So that one did well, but then like things really took off when I started making shorts. So like YouTube shorts. Approximately 1 year ago, I celebrated my YouTube birthday when Lisa, Soy, Yakitori Guy, Randy were in town. So they happened to be here the same day. Like we did not plan that. That was just, we were here for yakitori, and it just so happened to be on the day that I posted 3 a day. So they had a little birthday tart for me. So anyway, I think that bought me like 625,000 subscribers in a year or something like that.
That is huge growth. For people that don't know, like growing that large amount of time in YouTube in that short amount of time is insane. So major congratulations on that, and happy birthday on posting on YouTube Shorts, because 3 days intense. Like what?
It's hard.
It is hard. I did that. Yeah. I think Julius was telling me about how like you and Lisa were posting 3 times a day. I'm like, all right, I'm gonna do this. And I did it for about a month and a half before I got like literally completely burned out. So
yeah,
like, keeping up with that is incredibly amazing, inspiring too. So I guess how do you keep like finding the inspiration to keep posting?
So it's like on the surface level, it looks very like, oh, she just did 3 a day. But for sure, like before that, I was like, I can't even do 1 a day, which is kind of crazy because like I went from maybe 2 to 3 a week to 3 a day. And that was largely like credit to like Lisa. She talked to me and how she did it. And like the only difference was that she did 3 a day, I did 3 a week. And I was like, okay, look, Janelle. And this is why it's like, you also like got to cut yourself some slack, is that you have a family, like you have a kid, and like 3 a day, I see Julie saying 3 a day is the way. Yeah, like it doesn't have to be that way. It's also like years of all this other stuff. Like I was doing Instagram Reels way before Shorts was a thing. And I was creating YouTube videos, like long form YouTube videos. And then all on top of that was like personal development stuff. So I would say like the 3 a day was really rough, but I was also supported by all this other stuff that I had learned. Like I had done so many like coaching and self-development stuff that like helped me get there. So one of the big ones was that you really got to open yourself up to more possibilities when it comes to creating your videos. And I know that, okay, niching down is super important, but I have to say, like, we are niched. We're in the food space, and I know the food space could be big, but like you're already naturally niched in what you like. Like, does that make sense? Like, you may not think that you're niche, but you are. Like, you're already niched in your interests. So like for you specifically, like
if I just came across your videos, you look just like another guy on TikTok cooking. And I'm like, that's a good point. So how can I distinguish that? I'll just come on and say, pro chef, try something. Pro chef.
Yeah.
So thanks for inspiring that whole series, because those videos are taking off.
Of course. And then like also it's just like you say that in the beginning until people get to know your name. So, you know, for now maybe it's pro chef, but then in the future it will be your name, because then people will get to know you. Like people call me by my name now, and it's like I never thought that people would like know me at this level. And I love it. Like some people call me Ate Janelle, which Ate is, I don't know, is your wife Filipina or?
My wife is Filipino, yeah.
Okay, yeah. So like Ate is like such an endearing, like I love it when people call me that. I just feel like, oh, thank you so much. Like, that's so like, it just feels so like I feel loved whenever someone calls me that. What was my whole point here? You were talking about pro chef tries this. Oh yeah, even like David Chang has a channel where he just tries like, I mean, he's like a celebrity chef. He's huge, and he just like tries all these things. So like, same goes for you. And like, I feel like you're already niche down enough. Like, anyway, just keep it up. It doesn't have to be 3 a day. Just like keep creating content whenever you can. I think you're doing a really great job already. And remember, you have a child and you have a family, which to me is like, wow, that's amazing. Like for you to be able to create content consistently, like consistent doesn't have to mean like 3 a day, you know. It could be,
I think consistently, whatever's consistent for your schedule is
yes,
your needs or for
yeah,
your, yeah, I think that definitely makes sense.
yeah,
Appreciate that.
yeah.
If you weren't creating content, what do you think you'd be doing?
Oh man, I'd probably be helping other people create content.
You love creating content somehow, right?
I do. I love creating content, which I was doing this a little bit before. I do like to inspire people to like help them create their, like just be open to like sharing more.
Yeah,
which does leave you open for like you get like real vulnerable. It opens you up to more criticism, but it also opens you up to a lot more love, which I feel with my community. So that's what I would do.
Was it always like your goals or ambitions to be a food content creator, or how did this fall into place?
Yes. So I've always wanted to, but you know, when you don't see the growth in the beginning, like it gets discouraging. So I was like trying all these other things. I have a marketing background, so I was like helping with social media posts. I was helping with like a marketing plan, and it's just like it felt so like just I could do it. You know, it's like you could do it. I could do anything.
Yes.
You could do anything you set your mind to. But like, is that what I want to do? No, I love doing this. I love sharing foods that like people normally wouldn't eat, and like maybe explain it a little bit differently than what other people would show. Like on YouTube, sometimes YouTube is very like boom, boom, like in your face and like turns food into a sport. Yeah. But like our food isn't a sport. Like, you know what I mean? Like I remembered when Fear Factor had balut as a challenge, and I was like, man, like I eat that with my family. What are you talking about? You know, like it's not a sport. It's like, it's delicious. It's like a midnight snack for us. So that's really like my whole point of this is like to create more awareness and for there to be more like acceptance. Like you don't have to like it. Like you don't have to like balut or durian or any of the stuff that I show on my channel, but just like don't make fun of it, and like just understand that for you it may be like a ham and cheese sandwich, that might be a standard thing, but for me it's like, yeah, balut. Like I would rather have that than like a ham and cheese sandwich.
No, I feel that, and that's been a really touchy subject lately. It's like when, you know, you talk about food that you grew up eating and people are like, ew, that's disgusting. Like it feels like it's more than a hit at your food. It feels like it's a hit at your personality, your whole heritage, your people. And that's something that I don't know if you experienced it, but I experienced as a kid, is like being shunned at the lunch table, you know? Like pack you lunch and you open it and it clears out the table and you're like, oh, it's just like, you know, it's fish sauce or, you know, something that people aren't, it's balut or whatever it might be. The other kids around aren't familiar with it and they get scared, and that traumatizes you as a kid and makes you kind of like stay away from your culture, you know?
Yeah. And now I feel like it's a trendy thing. Like now it's trendy to be Asian. And there was another creator that made a video. It's like, it's trendy to be Asian and like eat our food. And I was just like, yeah. But if that's like there's some people who like have the intention of making it trendy, but there are some people who have the intention of just making it a normalized thing, because it is a normal thing. Like the food that we eat is normal. It just happens to not be normal in the American cafeteria lunch area, you know? So even stuff that's like not even, I get it. Okay, I get it. When I open a jar of fish sauce or fish paste, I get it. Okay, like I get that it smells, even for me, it smells really strong. But like, have you ever had somebody eat a Subway sandwich in front of you and you're not eating? It smells like just as strong. I'm just saying, like, it's just because the sandwich is normalized. But like for me, I'm like, I smelled somebody eating a Subway sandwich and I was full, and I was like, that smells. So I'm just saying, like, it's just because of like how you perceive it.
I perceive it. No, I definitely agree with that. Something about a cold cut deli sandwich when you're not hungry, you don't have appetite,
Yeah,
that'll turn you
it
off.
smells like just as potent as like fish sauce or fish paste, but it's because it's a different kind of from a different culture. I get it. So I would just love more people to like not say anything, like just like maybe keep it to yourself, be a little bit more open-minded about it. But it does take people like us maybe to show and share that. So yeah.
Definitely, I do agree with that. I will say, like, as you're like an ambassador for like Filipino cuisine, uh, do you have a different cuisine? Like, what other cuisine would be your favorite?
Is my favorite.
Yeah.
Everything else that's Southeast Asian food.
Southeast Asian food? No, awesome. I do.
Yeah.
Anything stick out? Like any particular dish or region?
Oh man, like to be honest, anything with like fish, like shrimp paste and fish sauce in it, it's just like my go-to. Like I love strong flavors. So I actually don't like Thai papaya salad. A lot of people do, which whenever people order it, I'm just like, it's okay. But I had Lao papaya salad. I'm not gonna say it's my go-to, but I had a Lao papaya salad, and it was I think the difference is they did add shrimp paste to it, and I was like, oh, I could eat this papaya salad.
Yeah.
So that's I don't know.
They add a little more funk to it. You call it.
Yeah, I like the funk though. It's like what makes the dish memorable. But like that's not gonna be my go-to. I don't know what. Yeah, Vietnamese food, because I live in an area where there's a lot of Vietnamese food. So,
dope.
Yeah.
I gotta ask this because I am like a huge fan of your voiceovers. Like you speak so clearly and eloquently, and like I remember you saying like there's a lot of hand motions involved when you're doing your voice.
Yeah.
Have you ever taken any voice or acting classes?
No, this is how I talk.
This is how you talk.
Yeah, so some people like want to be super excited like when they talk, and I was like, you don't have to, but this is just like how I talk.
Yeah.
Like legit, this is how I talk. So I do take it to heart when people are like, she sounds annoying. Somebody said that, and I was like so sad because this is me. Like this is just like
how you are.
This is how I talk to like my friend. Like maybe like in front of my boyfriend. I mean, like I'm not like this 24/7, but when I talk to my friends and I talk to you, and like there's Randy, he's also very perky in his voiceovers. So this is just how I talk though. Like I mean, we talk, like I don't know if this is just me. Like so I would say just do what's natural for you. There were times like when I first started that I tried to be like the whole like, hey everyone, like I'm making Filipino punches. I tried to be like that, but it's just not happening. Like I can't. My voice gets more high pitched, and I get really excited, and this is just like, it's just what comes naturally.
That's awesome.
So.
No, that's super cool. No, I think it's just you being you in your content, which makes it, I think, even more enjoyable for you to keep posting, right? Because you don't have to pretend to be somebody else. You can just be you, and I think it's the joy.
Yes.
Of, like really engaging with yourself, and then that makes people want to engage you more because like it's just you, and now we feel like we know you as a person. Like even though we haven't met before, we haven't like. I think it's our second time chatting, like face to face. I feel like I know you, because you're so authentic and genuine in your videos.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I think that's also part of like being able to sustain a channel, because like if you want to do this at least for the next 10 years or next 5 years, you need to do it in a way that's natural to you, because it's so hard. It's already a full-time job to create videos. It's also a full-time job to impersonate somebody. So I mean, Uncle Roger is a great like example. He is like a character, so that's extra work. That's like acting right there that you have to do, and he has to write his like comedy is difficult. And I would say comedians, I have a lot of respect for comedians. That's a lot of work, like to be able to get emotion out of people, and it's very smart and witty. So yeah, if you want to do that, sure, but just like understand that there's another layer to it, versus if you just do what's natural to you, like speak how you would speak, which is why I speak the way I speak in my videos. It's so much more sustainable.
Totally, I agree with that. All right. So our next part of this interview, we're gonna do a rapid fire. So I'm gonna raffle off a bunch of questions to you, and you just answer them real quick. It'll just be like this or that, and then we'll go into
Okay.
questions. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
And then if it's either, you can say either, I guess. All right.
Okay.
So we'll start off easy. So Coke or Pepsi?
Neither. I don't drink soda. I really don't drink that much soda.
Red wine or white wine?
White.
Jollibee or Chick-fil-A?
Jollibee.
Pizza roll or bagel bites?
Bagel bite, because I haven't had pizza roll.
What? You haven't had pizza rolls? Adobo or caldereta?
Caldereta.
Ooh, that's a tricky one. I gotta say kare or caldereta.
Oh, kare.
There you go. When are you happiest?
When I'm eating with my family or friends.
Very good. What are your best traits?
I feel like I could really understand somebody's shoes. Oh, sorry, that doesn't make sense. I can put myself and I can empathize with somebody and like really understand where they're coming from, which is one of my favorite things to do as well.
Very good. I like that. Bone in or boneless chicken?
Bone in.
There you go. Who is your hero and why?
Oh, my dad comes to mind immediately because he loves you so much. And also, moving is not easy. They immigrated here and like that's tough. Like he was very young and also like to give up his life that's been established in the Philippines and then coming here, knowing that he wanted us to have access to like the education here. And also it was free education. He always talks about that. He's like, you know, in the Philippines to get like the level of education that you get here, you do have to pay for like private school. So I think it's also part of that. But I mean, he had to like basically start over, you know? And he wanted us to like be able, those other things. Like he wanted us to have as many opportunities as we wanted. So like, I think a huge part of why I'm a content creator is because my dad made that leap and made that jump. And for him, it wasn't a sacrifice. For him, it was like a choice that he loved and he wanted for us. So I love my dad.
That is super. I love that so much. Thank you for sharing that with us.
Of course.
And the last question is, why do you love food?
Because it's how I make friends. And it's also like, it's delicious. There's so many. I feel like I'm traveling the world, even in my own neighborhood when I eat it. But also, like, it does bring people together. I love having food with friends. When I made a video about this, but like, I'm generally a pretty awkward person. I've learned to not be as awkward through the years. And like, when I meet people for the first time, when I bring them food, I feel like it's like the best icebreaker. But yeah, I'm a real awkward, and like food has helped me be less awkward because now we had something to talk about.
That's so funny. I love bringing food to people because then, you know, we don't have to talk as much. You just eat and then, oh, it's good. Oh, thanks.
Yeah, and then like it ties in together. I was actually going to make a video about that where I'm like, the one thing that ties me and my friends together is that, first of all, we all love food. I feel like I can click with somebody who loves food way more than like any other interest. And then we're all somehow like very family oriented. It's just in general, you know, obviously this is like a general statement, but yeah, like, sorry, I see Val saying you're not that awkward.
Like you're not.
Yes, Val, you should have seen me before I learned how to not be awkward.
Everyone's so lovely here in the comments, all the hellos, all the loves, all the hearts. So everyone just hit the smash the hearts and give Janelle some much love and thanks for being here with us this afternoon. We're all gonna go make some adobo right now. If you guys wanna watch this adobo series, make sure you're following Janelle and I on Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. We're all over the place, and we will continue to cook up content for y'all. So much love for everybody, and much love for you especially. Thank you again for your time, and I hope to see you soon.
Oh, you know, thank you so much for having me, and I hope you feel better. But yes, let's talk offline about this collab.
We got it. All right, take care. We'll catch up soon. All right.
All right, bye. Thanks
Bye,
everyone
everyone.
for coming in. Bye.